They call it Australia's energy giant. I call it a lesson in how power really works. This is Woodside Energy, and this is the record they don't put in glossy ads. Money and mates. For more than 20 years, Woodside has poured millions of dollars into Australia's major political parties. Labor, Liberal, it doesn't matter. In 2024 alone, over $80,000 in neatly packaged business engagement payments hit party accounts. Add a revolving door of ex-politicians sliding straight into board seats, like former Federal Resources Minister Ian Macfarlane, and you start to see why decisions so often tilt their way. Remember when Western Australia quietly lifted the onshore gas export ban? It came after fresh donations from Woodside and friends. Green MPs called it behavior that should be illegal. This is not democracy. It's regulatory capture in plain sight. Carbon bombs. Now look at the projects those deals protect. The Scarborough gas field alone will pump an estimated 1.3 billion tons of CO2 into the sky over its life. The Northwest Shelf extension, greenlit to run until 2070, could unleash 4.3 billion tons more. Add Browse Basin and the rest of the Burrup Hub, and you have a single corporate plan that could emit 6 billion tons of carbon, 13 times Australia's annual output. Independent scientists call it a carbon bomb. Woodside calls it growth. Sacred country at risk. Those projects sit on Murujuga, a place that holds the world's largest gallery of ancient rock art, petroglyphs up to 50,000 years old. Woodside's own chief executive admitted in 2023 that sacred panels were bulldozed and dumped into the sea during earlier expansions. Traditional owners like Raylene Cooper have taken them to the federal court, arguing that seismic blasting and industrial emissions threaten the art, the whales, and the songlines that define their culture. Even UNESCO stepped in, forcing the government to impose 48 special conditions on Woodside's 2070 approval just to slow the damage. Taxes and loopholes. And while all this unfolds, Woodside's biggest cash cow, the Northwest Shelf, has been engineered to avoid the petroleum resource rent tax almost entirely. Government reviews admit the project will likely never pay PRRT, thanks to deductions and carve-outs written into law. Reforms announced in 2023 barely touch these arrangements. Meanwhile, Woodside reports multi-billion-dollar profits and insists it pays its way, pointing to royalties and one-off tax years inflated by record LNG prices. Critics call it what it is, a sweetheart deal. Pushback rising. The backlash is finally catching up. In 2024, a world-first 58% of shareholders rejected Woodside's climate plan. In 2025, super funds and global investors again voted down key directors. Outside the AGM hall, protesters disrupted meetings, scaled ships, and staged dawn blockades on Burrup Peninsula. Inside, they sang and chanted until the company blasted promotional videos to drown them out. Public, investors, and traditional owners are sending the same message. The social license is gone. The reckoning. Woodside likes to say it provides jobs, energy, and national wealth. But the true balance sheet tells another story. Billions in carbon pollution locked in for decades. Cultural heritage at risk of erasure. Tax structures that starve the public purse. Political donations that warp democracy. This isn't just an energy company. It's a case study in how private profit can override climate science, indigenous rights, and the common good if we let it. Australia's choice is simple. Keep letting Woodside write the rules, or demand laws and leaders strong enough to protect people, culture, and planet. My name is Ashen Quill. The facts are public. The future is still ours to defend.